Hey, Jaylon. Thanks for joining me. I think this is going to be great. I'm always really excited to talk to other local authors, and I know that you've got a book release coming up. So
Yes,
actually,
two weeks away.
2 weeks away. So August 28th, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
That's the first thing I kind of wanted to ask you about is how you doing, man? Because
Uh,
that's hectic.
I'm doing good. It's been a crazy summer, like the craziest of summers. And the
Yeah.
heat's not doing any favors.
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, and I know you got some stressors. You've had to deal with some well, if you've never published a book, I feel like it's hard to understand what it feels like the last month or two ahead of publishing a book because I mean whenever I did mine recently, so in June I released my first novel and I never anticipated how much work it was. But this is not even close to your first book though. So how many books is this for you?
So I have a total of about 6 books
Mhm.
published. But with Black Stars, I'm kind of like backpedaling because I published that book like very young, had no idea about the business at all, like what it entails or anything like that. And so I figured now that I've had like more experience and more knowledge, I feel like I would be doing my first book ever more
Yeah.
justice by not only livening it up, but using my new knowledge to reach it out to new readers.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I had a general idea that that's how this was working. Well, look, why don't we? I always like to understand, like, kind of what makes people tick, and maybe hear a little bit about your story behind your stories, how you started writing, why you started writing, and how that process has kind of grown to where it is now, to where you're actually reworking. I don't want to say republishing because you're sounds like you've learned enough to really improve upon an early book. But
Yes.
tell me about that process and that journey. How's that going for you?
I remember when I first written Black Star like it was yesterday. It was about like in 8th grade. The year was 2015. So this is like a 10-year, 11-year story. We're in 2026 now. So
Yeah.
I remember my English teacher, Miss Myers, who taught at Lake Charles Charter Academy. She gave us this assignment where we had to create our own dystopian universe where we were like where we had to watch the movie Divergent, which is like my favorite movie ever to this day. And we had to create a world. Not only was it not perfect, but chaotic. And so that's how the Black Stars book like came about from that project.
Did you know you wanted to write before that, or was this a situation where when the teacher gave you the assignment and you start working on it and you realize, hey, wait a minute, I really like doing this.
I always knew I wanted to be a storyteller. Like I always illustrated. I always did like a few short writing pieces here and there. But like my great grandmother on my dad's side, she always knew like I was going to be some type of storyteller, whether it was going to be like an author or a screenwriter. Like I just always knew that I wanted to write stories. Like English and art were my two favorite classes growing up.
So after you wrote that, I'm assuming the assignment wasn't to write a whole novel, but you did apparently.
It just
So
happened. It
hey,
just
that's great.
happened.
That's great. That's how you know it was authentic, right?
Absolutely. And then when the project came about, like I didn't even have like the characters or anything at all, just came to me.
And so after you wrote that, tell me about some of the other stuff you wrote because I know you've written since then. One of the first times I remember meeting you at a Bayou Writers meeting, you started listing all the different genres, and I was like, "Dang, man, kind of jealous." Like the number of things you dabble in. So
So after Black Stars, so mind you, after I finished Black Stars, I had no idea that it was even going to turn into a series. Like I just fell like madly in love with the universe I created. Like I finished the second book sophomore year in high school and published it in my junior year, and then I wrapped it up with like the conclusion in my senior year and published it. And then I was like, whoa, did I really accidentally just write like my first trilogy? My first trilogy? Because like the story was just like ongoing. Like it was something that was like very dear to me. And then like I did like a little short like autobiography of like me like writing what it was like writing these books like at such a young age. And then after that, I came out with like two poetry books in college, one called Recovery Ride, and the other one, I Talk to Horses.
Yeah, and that one just came out last year, I remember, right?
Yes, yes.
So tell us a little bit about Black Stars. So what is it? What is it about? Tell me more about the inspiration. I know you said Divergent. What are some of the other
The,
inspirations for it?
the two biggest inspirations when it came to writing Black Stars and rewriting Black Stars would have to be not only Divergent, but primarily X-Men. Like I've been an X-Men kid since ever since I can remember Hugh Jackman's claws coming out.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And so the whole universe centers around like a young woman named Petra Fields who discovers that she's a Black Star. So a Black Star is a human with supernatural abilities who possesses at least three abilities, and they are marked with a Black Star on their neck. So when a star falls from the sky, it lands on an individual blindly. So this is like never planned or anything. And so she becomes like this Black Star, and she has to move to like another city in order to protect her family. Because since she didn't have any control over her telekinetic abilities, she realized that she was more of a danger to her family, not knowing how to control her abilities. So it was best for her to go elsewhere where she feels like she'll be doing more good for them.
It sounds like it's kind of a weighty curse. I always like
Absolutely.
that. I love
And
that
she
kind of tension.
and she's not thrilled about being a Black Star. It actually terrifies her. Like you would think, like with all the media like we've watched, we're always like, oh, if I had this ability, I would do this. It would be so exciting. But the fact that Petra can like move things like with her mind terrifies her. This isn't something like she ever wanted. It was like thrown amongst her. And the worst part about it is that she's never going to find out why. A Black Star never learns why they have the abilities that they have. It's just they're chosen for it. They have to learn how to use it because there are individuals out there who are going to need them.
Wow. So tell me about the process of going back and looking at your old writing. I mean, from your freshman year. I know when I've gone back and I've looked at old writing I did, and I've heard other authors describe this. I cringe at my own writing. Maybe you're really, really, really excellent at writing, but what was that experience like going back, looking at your writing, and basically trying to bring it up to speed with like where you are now as a writer?
So I haven't seen the original manuscript of my work for 10 years. So it felt good to be like the reader of my own work, actually. And it was so long that I don't even remember what actually happens in these books. So going back to it, it was like really fun. It was really, really fun because I was like, I don't remember this happening. And so some parts I kept, some parts I had to like revamp because I was like, okay, I know I can make this better. And I saw the opportunity and I immediately took it.
So did you rewrite the entire thing, or did you have an old Word document that you edited? Like, how did you handle that?
So my original three manuscripts were handwritten, and then I did
Yeah.
have a flash drive where like all three files like were on it. So I wouldn't necessarily say like I rewrote it. I think the most appropriate term would be I revamped it, like I transformed it, because the story hasn't changed. It's just I do more with what was written. Like some action scenes in original was very short, but I extended it. That's one thing about this book. It is very action heavy. Not to be narcissistic or anything, but I think I would give Tom Cruise a run for his money with the action sequences in this one.
No, that's awesome. So, did you just do the first book? Are you going to do, you said there's three, right? Is that,
Yes,
there's three? So, are you going to do all three of them? Or,
absolutely. The second book is in the revamp stages right now.
okay, cool. And how long do you think that's going to take? Are we going to get like one a year, one every 6 months? Like, what do you think you're going to be doing?
So I want to release this second one next summer. So I want to release it like every every year, to give readers time to like read and like process it. And if they would like to like go back and get like a memory jogger, they can do
Mhm.
that. And the second book is actually more action heavy than the first one. The events of the second book all take place in a single night spanned across 30 chapters. And I'm going to
Wow.
need a lot more time to add some charging power to that one than the first one.
I actually love books that are written condensed timelines like that. And it's not quite as condensed of a timeline, but the Jurassic Park books are my favorite, and they take place like over a couple of days, right? It does lend itself to some really intense action, so I like that a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Um, okay, so and who is this? Who's it written for? I mean, is it adults? Is it young adults? Like, what's the age group?
I would say young adult to new adult. I would say from 12 all the way to 25, because although the story centers around like this 18-year-old woman, she has to face a lot of adult things, like understanding what PTSD was. Like, that's another thing. Like, I honestly didn't experience what PTSD was until I was older. And considering the things like Petra experiences, that's like a journey that she has to like go on.
Is that a theme in the book? Is it throughout the trilogy? Is it in this one book?
I believe like throughout the trilogy, like the core theme would be accepting that you're not going to get an answer to everything. Because but I wouldn't call it a spoiler alert, but Petra didn't do anything extraordinary for her to earn these abilities. The star fell on her like every other man or woman in the Black Star race.
Well, that's always very humbling, and I like that though, because it is something real that people have to learn to accept
Yes.
from time to time. Okay, so your book launch is going to be August 29th, so the day after
Yes.
release, and you're
Yes.
going to do it at the Charm Page, right?
Yes. Yes. My
Which is
favorite place in the
where
world.
I could tell because you're basically an employee there. Every time I go to Charm Page, I see Jaylon, which is great. But that was a fantastic book launch for me, and I know you did. I talked to horses there. Raya's great, so anybody watching this, definitely recommend that you go out and check out the book
Yes.
launch. And what time are you going to do that?
It's from 11 to 2.
11 to 2. I'm going to try to get away. So I was planning on going, and I apparently have to go to the air show with my kids. So I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
realize that it was the same day. So I don't know if that's going to be a whole day. My dad bought tickets for us, and I don't know if that's a whole day or a morning, but if I can get away, I'm definitely going to come. And I'm excited to read it and check it out. Okay, so and then also on September 12th, you're going to be at South Coast Book Festival at the
Yes,
Lake
I'm so
Charles
excited for
Event
that
Center.
one.
Yeah, I'm nervous. Did you go to it in the past? Have you been to it before?
Oh, absolutely.
And I know you can find information on that online. Pretty darn easy. So, okay, last thing I have to ask you about this. I told you I would. I don't know
Okay.
anything about Ariana Grande. Is that how you say her name? Or is it just Grande?
Ariana Grande, yes.
So you've recently become something like famous because of some TikTok or something you
Famous.
did. Yeah, yeah. You have to tell me about this because didn't some news, like you were on like CBS News or ABC or something?
Yes, I did not think ABC News would use my TikTok, and they did, and I was just shocked. I'm like, wow. Wow, we go viral for things we don't want to go viral for. But me, like, I just made a TikTok video expressing, because I'm a huge Ariana Grande fan, and I made a
Mhm.
TikTok expressing, like, my concern on her recent appearances. And apparently, a lot of people out there agreed with me. It's just, I feel like it's very important to, positively like share your opinion because in this day of age if people see like an opportunity to spread like negativity, they will. And I just feel like in this day of age, like when it's coming to one's appearance, I feel like society tends to like pressure this generation on like what beauty really is, what things that they have to sacrifice in order to achieve society's standards of beauty instead of just telling people like you are fine the way you are, you don't have to make these changes. But that's what's being
Mhm.
pushed these days. And that's primarily why I made the TikTok that I made.
I love that message. And it does, social media, I think it's so hard not to play the comparison game for anybody
Absolutely.
with anything. And women with beauty standards, men,
Men too,
apparently
absolutely.
it's everywhere. And not even just that. I mean, in the author sphere, right? You're always comparing and there's some like ideal out there on the internet that isn't always
Absolutely.
healthy. So that's a good message. I appreciate that.
Of course.
Um, All right. I am looking forward to the book. I
Thank
would
you.
pre-order, but I know Amazon doesn't let you pre-order unless you're going to do Kindle. It's so aggravating.
Yes.
But
Amazon, you get with the program.
yeah, I'll be over at Charm Page either at your signing or shortly thereafter, and I'm definitely going to be getting a copy. And I tell everybody out here, y'all should do the same. Support local authors,
Yes.
support local bookstores at the Charm Page, and I think that's going to be a really healthy thing for Lake Charles if we can do that.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, Jaylon. Well, thanks, and I'll see you soon, man.
Thank you so much for having me. It was fun.